What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Seoul Part 2. Join me as I make my way around different palaces on day 3 in Seoul. I spent the afternoon, evening going around to a couple places, the river, the market, and then the next day, that was all included in the last video. But today is Temple Day because it's a Wednesday, and the day before was a Tuesday, and the temples were closed. I did not know that Tuesday was going to be Temple Day, but Wednesday it is. But as we're going into the Gyeongbokgung Palace, you see people dressed up there, and those are called hanboks. And just something for you to know if you go to Korea, if you decide to go to a hanbok rental near this palace, you get in for free. Now, the hanbok rentals are like 20-ish bucks, and admission is about $1 or two. So you do it for the fun. Love looking inside these places. You know, the architecture, the colors, you see it repeated throughout these temples. So beautiful. But yeah, I decided not to rent a hanbok. It was already going to be a little bit hot, and I probably sweat more than the average Korean, so I didn't want to sweat up a hanbok rental. But you can do that. People in Japan, they rent kimonos as they tour Kyoto. The grounds at this palace are absolutely beautiful. No one was around this spot, and I just absolutely loved it. And it's cool seeing, in the background, you see these giant screens playing advertisements while you're walking around this temple that's 600, 1,000 years old, something like that. I just find that contrast to be so cool. History and modern tech. And as I've been to Korea and Japan, they just feel like they're hundreds of years in the future compared to the United States right now with all the bright lights, the bullet trains. It's really cool. But these places, for me as an adult, it's like an adult playground. I just wander around. I love seeing old temples, ruins, churches. Studying archaeology was something I did a lot of in college. So I really enjoy this part of traveling, seeing the history, experiencing the culture, going to local food places to eat. And this was cool. So this was the changing of the guard ceremony. And before I forget, this was the last Wednesday of the month. And so admission was free. If you go last Wednesday of the month, admission is totally free. But this changing of the guard ceremony happens every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. I knew this, and I still almost missed it. But thankfully, that large drum in the back left, they start banging on it about 5 minutes until the start, and you can hear it. And when they bang on this drum during the ceremony, you can feel it through your bones. It's probably not coming through in the video unless you blast the volume, but it would just echo and reverberate through this courtyard, and you would feel it. It was one of the coolest things. So they do this change of the guard ceremony, play the trumpets, the horns, wave the flags, do the whole ritual. And I found this view that I got during the changing of the guard ceremony to be so cool, because you see the front palace entrance and you see the contrast of the city behind it. And I was just saying, like, where else can you get a view like this? This is really cool. This palace is in the north central part of Seoul. So there's even like a lot of statues kind of leading up to it. Seoul is a very walkable place. But yeah, this is north of the city center. And I love this view. This is what people were seeing back in the day when there were real guards, changing shifts. And so it's just really cool to see how they're, showing what they would do in the old days, part of their culture. So I really enjoyed this. This is definitely one of the top things I experienced in Seoul and Korea in general. So I would not miss this. And after seeing Gyeongbokgung Palace, I walked about a mile east, and on the way got a snack and a coffee. These garlic boys, it's like a bagel with garlic butter inside. It sounds totally fattening, probably it is. Gyeongbokgung Palace. Anyways, that garlic boy thing was totally delicious. And when you travel, do try to get out of your comfort zone. Try different foods. You never know what you might be blown away by. That garlic thing was absolutely incredible. It's probably 2,000 calories of garlic butter and bagel, but my God, was it good. So you walk a mile east, you go to this place, and few less people than the other spot, but still beautiful nonetheless. Enjoyed walking around, and as I go through these places, I look up a little bit of the history, but I also stop myself so I can be in these places, let my mind wander, and consider the different functions and what life must have been like all the way back then. And then I read up more about a place and what different parts were about. So I like to have that creative part of my mind just kind of wonder and explore, like I'm someone seeing this place I am seeing it for the first time. And as you go through that palace and then go south, you can then go west to this Hanok village and you see all the rooftops. They're the old rooftops, but they've converted these buildings into different restaurants. You see the gun logos, airsoft shooting or BB shooting at these target ranges. This is randomly a big thing there, but got a coffee and a sandwich at another place. And this is just me walking back to the bus and then going to my hostel, taking a midday nap because I was already walking a ton. I got after it early. And then after my nap, I decided to go to another temple. I really like this one, Jogiesa Temple. I liked it more than that second one, and you'll see why in a moment. They have all these paper lanterns hanging up. That drum, you can bang it 3 times after you make a wish or an intent. Puts some coins in or money in the jar. But you see these paper lanterns in this place. There's a little temple back there too. This place is just so peaceful. I loved the silence that was going on here. And there was a time I just sat in one of those chairs for half an hour and just kind of looked up and wait for these gusts of wind to blow these paper lanterns around. And it's just a very peaceful place to just kind of let your mind go and meditate a little bit. So, another top place to see in Seoul. Just absolutely loved it. It was awesome. And closing out Seoul, before I go to Gyeongju, I went to North Seoul Tower. And here's the line to get into the cable car. It took about an hour. And this cable car ride is on 4x speed. And I will say, you could probably walk to the base of the tower by the time you get in the car and get up there. It was a long wait, but I was like, you know what? I've already walked 20,000 steps today. I'm just going to putz around my phone. I don't mind waiting. I knew there was going to be a wait. Spend the $10, whatever. And, but if you're there early and you just want to walk to the base temple, I would just do that. Between this and Lottie Tower, in my opinion, is just way better. Just go there, spend the money going up to the top of that tower. The waiting wasn't as pleasant, regardless. But there were some beautiful views. But Lottie Tower is definitely better. Not just because it's taller, but here's a cool view I got after going to the top of the tower of Seoul Tower and the pagoda, and took these little short videos pointing in different directions around or from the top. You still need to go into the tower and go up, and that's a separate cost from the cable car. Here's downtown Seoul, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just had a really nice time. There was Lottie Tower you could see in the background in the middle of one of the last little clips, but that's where I'll be going later. Right here, just hitting the markets one more time. Yeah, there's Lottie Tower. There it is. But then after you're done and you get down, and then you got to wait in more lines. It was quicker, it was half an hour. But then I got down, and that does it for today. So next video will be Gyeongju, and I'll see y'all there.